Okay, so you want to look at my yard. Here's some of the flowers my wife grows. Here's some pretty good sized leaves, I'm here to tell you. Absolutely monsters. Yep. Do some pretty good growing. Mr. Candy Truck. You bet. And of course I have 4 freezers for my ice for the snow cones and 1 cup that I missed picking up. This is a 300-gallon tank of water coming off the roof. Absolutely. My yard's getting a little bit brown. Those weeds are hurting a little bit. We've had so much rain, but it started to shut off. I said started to shut off. And yeah, we still have a clothesline. Not many do, but we do. With that in mind, let's swing around here. Another rain barrel. And of course the grapes. The grapes are nothing short of amazing right now. We can get in there to them. They're just loaded as they have been for decade after decade. One-time planting, lifetime of harvest, and I trim only to keep it off the steps. Otherwise I leave it alone and allow it to enjoy life and grow. And it produces quite well for me. Looking at tomatoes all over the place. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. My wife's row of beans, of course. We got plenty of beans. It's hard to beat fresh, snapped beans, absolutely. Keeping that in mind. Our tomatoes. And yeah, we've got tomatoes. I said we got some pretty close to ripening tomatoes down the road. The zucchini is right here, and we've started doing more and more of the container, large container gardening, if you will. And the reason is I just don't bend as well as I used to. Beautiful tomatoes, absolutely. They take more water. That's the only downside. And they need specialized fertilizer a lot more closely than what you would if they were just in the ground. But with that in mind, we have 2 cucumber vines here per container and growing quite well, I'm here to tell you. Doing very well. And here's another little cucumber vine growth. With that, we head over to the wall. And this wall catches an awful lot of water from the cemetery, brings a lot of sediment in here, and this is just a miracle place to grow and produce a lot of tomatoes. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5 tomatoes, more cucumbers, and a few beans along here. That's my horseradish. Massive, massive, beautiful leaves for a horseradish, absolutely. And it's enjoyable to grow. Over here, they're awful slow this year. I said awfully slow. Just haven't had the heat that they need. Castor beans, I raise them against the cemetery to keep the moles. Moles don't like castor beans, so they won't come on across the line. That's one of the most easy and inexpensive ways to keep moles out of your yard, especially if your neighbor has them. With that in mind, this is cantaloupe. Beautiful vines in here. No cantaloupe yet, but lots of flowers. And of course we also have this. Here's another castor bean. It should be about 2 foot tall right now, but that cool weather really stunted their growth. They'll pick up though, absolutely. And for the next generation, I have grape vines there and there. And then this one is 4 years old. It's even producing some grapes in there. You bet. To fill out from what we have over there. Numerous reasons to grow mint, and so we grow mint and it comes back year after year. Another beautiful little tomato plant here. Well, that's some of my garden. I hope you enjoyed the visit.